Tensions between Israel and Iran remain high, with Israel reportedly preparing for potential strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities if diplomatic efforts falter. However, US President Donald Trump has explicitly warned Netanyahu against taking any actions that could disrupt ongoing nuclear talks with Iran. Trump emphasized that such actions would be inappropriate, as the US is engaged in very good discussions with Iran. Meanwhile, Arab nations such as Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE have intensified their warnings to the US, urging Trump to avoid military strikes on Iran. These countries fear that any attack could provoke devastating retaliation, destabilizing the region and directly impacting their own security. They have advocated for diplomacy, particularly a new nuclear deal with Tehran, as the safest path forward. The economic fallout from a potential Israel-Iran conflict is staggering. Iran is a key player in global oil markets, accounting for approximately 4% of global oil output. Any escalation involving Iran could disrupt oil supplies from the Middle East, which produces a significant portion of the world's oil. This would likely lead to a sharp increase in oil prices, exacerbating inflationary pressures worldwide. For the United States, higher oil prices would make it more difficult for the Federal Reserve to achieve its inflation target of 2% per year. Recent data already shows US inflation above expectations, with energy inflation rising. Economic analysts have warned that a prolonged Iran-Israel conflict could decrease global GDP by at least $1 trillion. For President Trump, such a conflict could result in trillions of dollars in losses for the US economy through higher energy costs, disrupted trade, and potential market volatility. The warnings from Arab nations are not just about their own security, but also about broader regional stability. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE are deeply concerned that any military action against Iran could provoke a strong retaliation, potentially drawing in other regional powers and escalating into a broader conflict. Such instability would not only disrupt oil supplies, but also threaten critical trade routes like the Strait of Hormuz, through which nearly 30% of the world's oil passes. These nations have urged the US to prioritize diplomacy over military action, emphasizing that a new nuclear deal with Iran could prevent the region from descending into chaos.